Like when you were looking for that one chick. Just put hype beast jacket with red tag. I found it,
dude. You just gotta become one with the search engine.
No shit, dude. How much is this? There's no price. Oh, it's sold out, dude. RIP. All right, everybody. Welcome to Hot Couch Potato, the podcast where we talk about breaking the law and video games. My name is Brent, aka Boo Wop. I'm here with my man's Rick, aka A New Perfect Day. What's going on, man?
We're not really breaking the law if we broke the law the first time.
And just pretending like you break it the rest of the times, dude. We're talking about parking tickets. Nothing too serious. Just parking tickets.
Yeah. And then using that parking ticket for the next parking ticket.
To avoid getting more
like
parking
tickets. Pass, generally.
Oh my god, dude. The things we'll do to save money, huh?
Exactly. I think, I don't know. We profited out of it.
Very true.
Just got that. We had to pay that, $50, $45 parking ticket versus like a semester's long 120, 160. So, a couple more times and then it won't be worth it anymore.
For sure. Oh, that's too funny, man. But yeah, what's been going on with you, man? How's your week been?
Not bad. Just going through some interviews and
nice.
Hopefully trying to hear back from one of them, so that way I can work with a cool guy that recommended me the position. But other than that, right now I'm like looking at scooters because I'm tired of looking for scooters when at Balboa Park. I think we went the other day to Balboa. That time was food trucks. And of course everyone's gonna be there, but the thing was, it's very difficult now to find scooters. Like all of a sudden everybody started using scooters, and I remember when, even though it was crowded, there was like 100 scooters all around. You could just pick and choose. Now we have to walk literally like 2 miles just to find one scooter that might be working. It's just giving me that trauma from Comic-Con where we walked 12 blocks and we couldn't find a scooter.
That's the worst part, is the scooter will be there, and you try to unlock it and then it says, sorry, this is out of order, or the battery's about to die. Oh man.
Yeah.
They should put like a light on it or something. A green light if it's good to go, or a red light if you can't get it.
Exactly. But right now I'm just looking at the bird scooters and what type of scooters they are, and it looks like that once, as soon as I get a job, I'm just gonna be buying that scooter. Riding that scooter all the way to work.
Fuck out of here, dude. I will see you too, man. I'll see you rolling around Paradise Hills on your scooter, dude. Just walking your Pokemon, hatching eggs and shit, man. Speaking of Pokemon, man, the event is this week, the Kanto event. So all legendary birds are in the raids. I mean, every Pokemon that has 3 evolutions, basically there's a raid for it now. I think I saw Alakazam in a raid the other day. It's kind of getting out of hand, dude. It's getting easier and easier to catch all this shit now.
I know, like all the Pokemon that we struggled in 2016 are just coming out pretty frequently, and literally you can get everything in over a weekend. All 151 Kanto Pokemon. Yeah,
and that's the thing too, is there's regional Pokemon, but they allowed the regional Pokemon to be hatched from 7-kilometer eggs that you get from friends and gifts and things like that.
Yep.
With that, and with my amazing luck that is probably run out, I've gotten all 151 Pokemon, man.
In one day, not a weekend, not a span of a week. One day.
Actually, yeah. I was sitting at 148 for a while. I had a plan to get a Mr. Mime from somebody. I had a plan to get a Farfetch'd from a couple people, actually. So I knew it was gonna come. And Mew, I was working on the field research for it, right?
Yep.
And kind of the perfect storm happened on Friday. I think for the Mew thing, I only needed one more raid, and I needed to evolve a Magikarp. You know, I was only holding off on the Magikarp part. I had enough candy. I was just holding off until I caught a shiny one, you know, especially with the Kanto event going on. Turns out I finished the 10 raids before I caught a shiny Magikarp, so I just ended up evolving it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you finish that, you get, I think 2 super incubators. And then at the same time, I leveled up to 30. So I got more super incubators at the same time. I got like 5 super incubators all in one night, you know? And then after that, I think the next step for the Mew field research is like get level 20 or something. Make an excellent curve throw, which I thought was going to be hard. I did it with like the first Pokemon I saw after that thing started. And then feeding berries to Pokemon, which I had a grip of berries, so I was just feeding berries and then running away, and it would count. You know what I mean? So I finished that one super quick, and then had my Mew encounter. Before I had my Mew encounter, a Mr. Mime hatched from an egg that I had. So I was tripping. I was going crazy. Caught
I was
Mew,
going crazy too.
which is fortunately, you know, a guaranteed. I was missing. You had to use AR, which I'd never use AR when playing Pokemon Go. Super trash. He's invisible.
And you're doing this in the dark, so
I know,
really can't see anything.
I could see jack shit, man. But you know, you really can't miss him. So I caught him. So that was 149, I think, or 150 at that point. All I needed was Farfetch'd. And after Balboa Park, you know, I go over to Chick-fil-A, you know, just get some post Pokemon hunting food, you know. And as I'm in the drive-thru, my egg hatches and out comes a Farfetch'd. And I immediately started crying. Texted everybody I knew, you know, thanked them for the gifts, for all the eggs and everything they gave me, man. It was definitely a team effort. You know what I mean? There's just nothing else you could have done. So how far are you looking from getting the original 150?
I'm at 150. I just need the last thing is Farfetch. And I was like thinking too, I was like, we both ended out the same amount of Pokemon roughly last 2016. And then I think I started in March. And it took me all this time to get up to 150. And I was like thinking, oh yeah, you started like only a month ago. And you were able to beat me in completing everything so fast. And I was like, man, your luck is crazy good because you hatched everything all in that one night.
I know,
everything
man.
I needed in that one night.
Like I said, it was the perfect storm, and it was thanks to everybody for gifting me new gifts and not giving me old gifts.
I know. I made sure that I deleted everything. I was like, I got to give everybody good eggs so they can give me good eggs. And then it turns out nobody was giving me gifts for a while because they were like, they didn't want to open my gifts. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, well, I guess that'll be the case. But, you know, fortunately enough, you traded me Mr. Mime, and then I hatched a Mr. Mime. So your luck is slowly coming over. All I need is that Farfetch. I just got to go to Chick-fil-A and cook me up some chicken.
That's probably why he came through. That's probably why he hatched over there, man. Chicken. Just trying to save him.
Yeah.
But no, it's been good times playing Pokemon Go again. I think it's come full circle, really. You know, initially we started playing this game in 2016 out of nostalgia from when we were kids, right?
Yep.
And then especially with this Kanto event, we're just feeling the nostalgia of what we felt 2 years ago in 2016 when we were playing. Because it's the same thing. I think we rolled over to Coronado just to see what was popping over there, and we caught...
And everything was popping over there, too.
Yeah, we caught a bunch of stuff over there, too. So it's just like the good old days, man, which is... Good old days was 2 years ago. Kind of crazy.
But now you're like a Pokemon master now, so...
Yeah, but I'm still lacking in everything else. And I think I'm going to take a chill pill. Take a chill pill on playing Pokemon Go. I really just wanted to get the original 151. I actually tweeted and said, you know, my 12-year-old self is crying. I'm so proud of myself right now. I'm so proud of my older self for catching all these guys. But it was fun, man. I think, you know, especially with the goal of trying to get all the Pokemon, there's the new evolutions like Slowking. Poliwhirl can turn into a frog instead of Poliwrath. There's a new Porygon out there. You know, there's those extra evolutions out there. making that gamble of using a pineapple berry or a raspberry, dude, is it's so
Do you want to
tricky.
catch
I
it,
know,
or
man. Or
do
do
you
you
want
want
a lot of stuff so you can
candy?
evolve it and power up later?
Exactly. That strategy, that conundrum in your head of how you want to plan this out, right, is so funny to me. Like whenever I'm like, okay, when I try to catch it, it's a little bit orange, so it's gonna be harder. But I need candy, dude. Should I use the pineapple and try to get this great or excellent throw? Who would have thought there'd be some strategy in Pokemon Go, man?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I reached my goal, man. Getting the 151, so that's all good. Like it was a perfect storm. I think I couldn't have gotten any luckier that one day. So it's good stuff. I think it all started last week too with that Ditto catch. That was ridiculous, dude.
I know you were stressing about it, and I think it was like a day later you got it. So
yeah, right. So my luck started there. What else have you been playing? Oh, Spider-Man. Been playing a lot.
Hell yeah,
Spider-Man, dude. That game, it's like the perfect game, man, to me right now, dude. How are you enjoying it so far?
dude, I love all of the small things. I'm not gonna try to spoil it, but all the small nuances of the game, just how dynamic the environment is, how it changes, how things change, and especially just swinging through the city. I don't think. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about that too. So you know how you're like playing the entire game, swinging and whatnot, and you don't have no sense of fear when you fall because you don't take any damage. I think it was like this morning, like literally I was swinging from like the highest building, and then I don't know what happened, but basically I pressed X to like do that, that go forward thing.
Okay.
The thing is, none of my webs were coming out, and I was just free falling. And then I was like, what the heck? And I was like pressing X like, I don't know, like 10 times, and then I tried pressing R2, and my R2 wasn't working. So I wasn't like swinging, and then I legit felt panic for the first time in the game. Like I was like, why? I'm not gonna take any damage, but I don't know. I just felt that sense of fear. Yeah. I was like, oh my god. That was not only one time when things, didn't work, and I was like, man, if I was Spider-Man and I had his gadgets, what if there will be a day when I forgot to replace my cartridge? Oh, that's gonna suck.
But yeah, the swinging, I mean, you can't say enough about it. It kind of caters to any play style, where if you just want to play it casually, just hold R2 and swing your way through New York, you could totally do that, right? But if you want to be more dynamic, go fast and use your momentum and time it with your jumps at the same time and launch yourself off of edges or peaks and things like that, you could do it and just get to your location super fast,
Yeah.
Which I think is great. There's a little bit like Assassin's Creed. If you just want to close your eyes and play the game, just hold R2 and point the joystick in a direction. No matter what, Spider-Man will either run up a wall or web sling his way to wherever you need to go, which is fine. But at the same time, like I said, you could time it. You could swing, time when you're about to be at the peak of your swing, press X so you could jump for maximum momentum and swing again once you're on your way down for more momentum. It's too fun, man.
It is.
It's like the most fun I have.
Especially like when you're like swinging, you don't like just keep swinging and your body movement is like typically the same kind of motion. He like actually does like front flips, and then I've noticed too when I was like swinging, I was like taking pictures of right before he starts shooting out his web. Like there's actually I think like 2 to 3 different ways he like shoots out his web. And it just depends on the angle you're at when you're swinging. Like one, he's like kind of like doing a Superman dive and he's, shooting his web. Another one, he's doing that whole where his 2 feet is in front of him, shooting the web. And I was like, man, all this programming and the animation of this character, it's pretty good. It's really good.
And it all play in those little details, all play into it just looking and feeling smooth, right?
Yeah.
I think I got to appreciate more of the timing of the swinging as well as you start to get into Midtown where Central Park is. right? Because you don't have the buildings where you can shoot your web up and swing from the buildings anymore. It's all just trees that you have to swing through and kind of
Yeah.
time where you're going to shoot your web onto stick and get momentum from. So I thought that was really fun. I think I did a drug bust mission there, and somebody got into a car, so I had to chase them through Central Park. So that was fun doing that, just trying to find which trees would best get me to the car the fastest. I don't know if you did the mission where you had to chase those birds,
Yeah.
like
And
a
then
pigeon
too,
stole a thumb drive or something.
yeah,
That
yeah.
mission was great. Just chasing birds through New
I
York.
think I messed up the first 8 times. Like, he kept getting away because, you're like going through the trees, and then I accidentally hit a building or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I'm like,
yeah.
oh my god, I was getting frustrated at that point.
Yeah, that one was fun, and I think I'm overpowered now. I think we were talking about last week how you were collecting all the items you saw before you're doing any of the story mission. I think I've only done 3 story missions, and I'm already 20% done with the game because I've gotten all the collectibles already.
Mm.
And I'm finding myself when I run just into, I put the difficulty on the hardest, and when I run into some street crime, oh man, so the car crashes, right? You see a car
Yeah.
crash, and it's simple. You just have to take the boxes out from the door so you could free the guy, and then there's a guy maybe under a car, so you just have to lift up the car to get him out of there. So easy peasy, nothing really you have to think about. So I remember I scanned and I saw the people stuck in the cars, and then I turned this corner, and all of a sudden there's like 10 guys with guns and bats and shit just waiting for me. Like, wait, what? I thought this was a car crash. And they try to beat me up and shit. And getting through those situations has made the rest of the game completely easier. I think the story mission inside it's not a museum. It's like Kingpin's estate sale or something, since he went to jail. Like, I went through that mission on super duper hard, or the hardest difficulty. Like, easy peasy, didn't die once, just because of all the training I'm doing outside of missions on the side in the streets and stuff,
Yeah.
I feel like everybody's strapped out there, dude. They just all have guns. And
Well, that's the thing too. It's like, since you only did like a couple missions in the story, you already understand like all the thugs, tactics and all that. But that's what I like too of the game. The more you progress the story, everything kind of changes, and it gets more difficult. Like, instead of the thugs you see on the street, now you guys got guys all have like rocket launchers, homing rocket launchers, and then you're like dodging left and right while trying to hit. And as soon as you like press square to attack one guy, you already have 3 guys already trying to shoot you at the same time. So it's like, I've like encountered death so many times, like just on the brink of death, just like, oh man, I had to use all of my skills. There's sometimes when I was like, fuck it, and I would use my ultimate just to get him off my
so you
back.
can heal and stuff too.
Yeah, so I had to strategically think about all the equipment now.
Yeah.
Like, what am I wearing? All the gadgets I've unlocked, because the more you go, like some of the scenarios changes too. Like, like the car crash, for example, where you had the thugs. Now you have like, sometimes there's a car crash where you have to actually chase down the guys who caused the car crash.
Oh, okay. So it's not the same every time. Oh, dude,
exactly.
that's awesome, actually.
Yeah.
So I know we were talking about how great the swinging is, but the combat too is amazing as well. It's simple, you have a count, or you have a dodge, you have a punch, and then you have your web that you could use. 3 buttons. But with those 3 buttons, there's just a myriad of moves that you can do, combo everything together, right? I used to think that if I launched an enemy in the air and I was doing an air combo, if someone shot a gun at me, I just had to take the hit, It wasn't until one day I was like, what if I do try to dodge while I'm fucking someone up in the air? Press circle, Spider-Man shoots a web to the side and pulls himself in a direction real quick and dodges. I was like, what? That's so sick, man. And some of the most, what blew my mind and what made me realize this game is just the best, right, is when I was fighting a bunch of guys, and there was a guy with a machine gun behind me while I was punching this other dude. He was getting ready to shoot me. So, of course, I pressed circle to dodge his shots. And usually Spider-Man takes a sidestep or something, to avoid getting shot at. Because the bad guys, I don't know if it gets harder later, but the bad guys just seem to shoot in a straight line. They don't
Mm-hmm.
want to turn even though you're moving in a different direction. So I press circle as I'm fighting this guy, and I do the dodge where I go under his legs and end up behind him.
Yeah.
The guy shoots and kills the guy I was fighting. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, wait, this game is fucking amazing, dude. That just happened. I totally baited this guy. It sucks he died, and I'm killing so many people in this game, dude.
I know.
Any rooftop fight there is, I'm throwing everybody off the roof.
I know. I try not to do that. Like,
No.
you know, like I'm trying to play the
Killing all of
superhero,
them.
but then it's by accident. Like 5 guys go flying off the roof.
No way. There's this one I did. You know, I got the ability to where you can, if you wrap someone up in web or if they're shocked, you can actually grab them and swing them around. And if you throw them against a wall, they stick to the wall, right? And
Yep.
they're incapacitated. So if I'm on a rooftop, I use that to just throw people off the roof. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was doing this one little side drug bust mission where I'm beating all these guys up. And it was the one with the 2 juggernaut dudes. So it was pretty tricky. So I just immediately, all the guys with guns, I just threw them off the roof. You know what I mean? I finish it and I start to leave, you know, and I'm web slinging my way away. And I pass this one building and I look. One of the guys I threw is stuck to the side of the building. I was like, what? I took a selfie with him and stuff, dude, with Spider-Man. It was the best, man. It's the little things like that, dude. Just make the game, man. So good. And just looking forward to seeing all the cameos from different people. Spoiler alert. I know Rick's already passed this part, but dude, Stan Lee is already in the game, man.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. It was just like the guy... was he just owned the diner, Max or something like that, I think it's called. Well, yeah, that was funny. I've been
And
seeing
it had his voice too.
yeah, man. Dude, he sounded the same. I used to have this Spider-Man cartoon maker on my computer back when I was a kid. I think I got it from Cookie Crisp or something. Like the CD came in the cereal box. And the tutorial on how to make cartoons was voiced by Stan Lee. It's totally the same voice, dude. That dude has not changed in all these years, man. It's kind of wild. I think he has the soul stone because he's gonna live till infinity, dude. But yeah, I just can't wait to see, because I haven't fought any bosses yet except for Kingpin, which is the first encounter.
The first boss.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what other bosses. I'm running a lot into some Black Cat graffiti out there, man. So be interesting to see. And if you talk to Aunt May a bunch at the volunteer center, she does bring up something about Felicia. So I'm interested to see if Black Cat shows up, dude. I think that'd be cool, man. Because in this universe isn't connected to the cinematic universe at all. I think Peter Parker mentions that the Avengers are all in LA or something like that.
The West Coast, yeah.
Yeah, because if you take a picture of there's landmarks in the game that you have to take pictures for collectibles or something, or for XP. And if you take a picture of the Avengers Tower, he mentions that the Avengers are never there to use it. And they're somewhere on the West Coast. So yeah, it has nothing to do with the cinematic universe so far, I don't think. Peter Parker and MJ are broken up. So I think that'd be cool, man. If Black Cat showed up just to make MJ jealous, dude.
Spoiler alert, too late.
Nah, man, not too late. If you haven't gotten that far, at least, well, maybe people haven't, dude. They've just been getting the collectibles like us the whole time, man.
Yeah.
So spoiler alert again, dude. I just found, I got all the backpacks, right? With all the items in it. And I got Matt Murdock's business card, dude. It's so funny, man. And Peter Parker goes, oh, this is that lawyer, the blind lawyer that said if Spider-Man ever needed a lawyer, I could call him. And Spider-Man goes, wait a second. If he's blind, how does he know I'm Spider-Man? I was like, oh, dude, I thought he was going to put 2 and 2 together and figure out he was Daredevil. But nah, not so much, man. But this game is perfect. 10 out of 10 for me, dude.
10 out of 10 for me, too. And I'd say do all the side quests. And there's others, side quests, side missions, and everything that opens along the way, more challenges. And you know, I always thought, like, okay, this is going to be the same type of challenge, same type of side quest, but it turns out they all actually have their little unique individual story and stuff like that. So definitely recommend doing all of that, because I totally haven't really progressed a lot in the story. I guess I have, sort of. But, mainly I've gotten everything, all the side stuff. And, like I said, the stuff is pretty dynamic. Everything kind of changes, evolves. And, if you progress certain part of the story, more stuff unlocks. And then more stuff happens, kind of thing. So, yeah, this game is awesome. I've just been swinging around. And, I've always thought, okay, this is the way I'm going to just continue the way I attack people. I always do my certain condo, like I launch them up and I attack everybody in the air. But as the bosses or enemies get harder, you can't really do that. As soon as you're in the air, you already have 3 guys trained with guns at you, shooting you nonstop. So basically, it had to change. It changed my tactics of how I've been fighting. Like I'll launch them in the air, attack, dodge their bullets, and then do like a web sling to kick them back up in the air while shooting them with the web slinging, and then throwing them on the wall, all while in the air, by the way. So it's just cool, like how you can't really do everything like just pressing square all day. No, you can't button mash. You gotta actually strategically remember who's going to be attacking you, who's at what corner. If the guy from far is shooting you with a sniper or rocket launcher, you're going to have to make your way your priority to get to that guy, because otherwise you're going to be like pressing one button and then you're going to be dodging for the entire fight.
One thing I wish, my only thing that I wish for this game is if you could re-enter stealth. I think that would be so cool. Because I like softening up defenses with stealth kills first. In fact, I just beat the mission where they primarily teach you about stealth and distracting enemies and things like that. But for those rooftop wave missions, you can stealth some of those guys, or a majority of those guys. And I really enjoy that. In Uncharted, you could stealth a bunch of enemies, then pop off real quick, reveal yourself, but re-enter stealth by hiding in a corner where nobody's at,
You mean like they keep using the stealth feature? Because there's more missions where a lot more missions with stealth.
No. I mean, let's say in the beginning of a fight, right? You're using stealth and then you get caught. There's not really a way, well, at least maybe I haven't run into it. There's not really a way where after you get caught, you can go back to being in stealth.
You can.
Yeah.
It's hard, but you have to
you have to fly all the way away?
Not all the way, but like you have to be kind of far and then hide behind like certain objects, and then all of a sudden their little cursor above their head would turn yellow, and they'll start looking for you, because there's like a couple stealth missions like that. But then the ones that are like very close together, like the warehouses, there's not really too much you can hide other than that. But the other missions where you're like outside and you're still doing stealth, you can like actually just quickly go back behind a building, and then everyone's gonna be looking. So
I haven't played enough of this game, dude. I feel like I have.
Yeah, because at first I was like, what's the point of going hiding after you get caught? I'm just gonna fight my way all the way. But there's times when I'm like, oh shit, I gotta actually take cover, because you have 3 snipers on you, and you really want to avoid all that. So
plus, that's what makes you feel like a superhero, right? Like Batman infiltrates a base, and like in Arkham Asylum, he ties everybody up to some gargoyle or something, and then the last guy alive realizes it and is just scared out of his mind. That's just the superhero way of infiltrating shit. So that's kind of my RP. For the future of this game, man, I hope they never make another Spider-Man. I hope they just make a bunch of DLCs with villain episodes or something like that. I think that would be awesome. They already introduce a lot of villains that I don't think aren't going to be in the game from what we've seen in trailers. From the backpack stuff that you find, he talks about, all right, spoiler alert, we'll properly tag it this time, but he talks about Mysterio, talks about Reptile or Lizard Man, and talks about Sandman and stuff, like you find little artifacts or keepsakes that Peter Parker has from each of them, and we haven't seen those guys at all in any of the trailers. Otto Octavius is like your mentor in this game, you know what I mean? So he hasn't turned to Dr. Octopus yet. So if they just make DLC of him going crazy one day and, raining terror on the town, I think that would be sick. Just
I don't know how far I am in the story, but there's
it's starting to go crazy.
Yeah.
Oh shit, dude! So it might not even be in DLC. Oh,
so
shit.
I don't know. I gotta I'm praying it's gonna happen. So
yeah.
If not, then I'm guessing then DLC is gonna pick up where.
If anything, a Mysterio DLC would be crazy too, because that would be like Batman Scarecrow type encounters, where he's just putting you on a mind trip and you just gotta fight your way through your mind before you actually fight him. I think that would be sick,
dude.
There's so much potential in this game, man. They just need to keep adding to it. Don't make another one. Just keep adding to it. This one's already perfect, dude.
Exactly. I've never been so happy to do side missions. It's like, godly, because it feels like it's part of the story. It's not a chore to do. Some of them are, but there are actually encounters where it's like, oh my god, this is happening, and so I'm just glad. This environment. I was thinking this is almost similar to Red Dead Redemption. Just the fun of doing everything.
Oh, I can't wait until we're done so we could so I could play some more, man.
Oh hell yeah, dude. I already had a certain part of it and I'm getting frustrated, but it's good frustration. It's all right, now I've been approaching it the wrong way this entire time. I'm gonna have to change up my tactics.
Yeah. Man, perfect game, man. It's gonna be, and to think that's not even the best game that's gonna come out this year. We still got Red Dead, dude.
Dude, I was just watching the trailer. I was getting hyped. It's oh my god, it's so good.
Speaking of trailers, it's not Tokyo Game Show yet, but I guess Sony has this pre-Tokyo Game Show thing every year where they showcase a bunch of games. So this actually happened, I think, last Sunday or maybe Monday early morning, but it was live in Japan, and they just showed off a bunch of trailers for new games they're coming out with. And Rick, you got a list, right, of the games that they showed up on that?
Oh, absolutely. I was just writing it down.
All right, dude.
All the games.
Let's go through the list and see which ones I remember, dude.
Oh! Let me talk about one little thing too. Remember how we were talking about the mouths not moving in and what was that game? Final Fantasy Chronicles or something like that?
Oh,
the little sprites?
No, what game was that we were talking about? It wasn't Final Fantasy.
It was.
Was it?
Oh, yeah, 15. Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, yeah. In the pocket version. Yeah.
I was just so impressed by, I think it was in the beginning of Spider-Man. Okay. Even though he has his mask on, his little mask was still moving. Oh, and I was yeah. And I was that is amazing. That is amazing. See, why couldn't Final Fantasy do that? Why? I don't understand.
It's the pocket edition, bro. It would have made too much CPU to make their mouths move, man. They got to run that shit on the Switch, man. Come on.
Oh, exactly. But, alright, so the first trailer that hit was that cool one. I think it was one of the best ones too. The Project Awakening.
Yeah.
Medieval Dark Souls looking game.
Yeah, it looks like Dark Souls mixed with Monster Hunter-ish.
Yeah.
I don't think any of that was gameplay though. I think that was all just a cinematic, yeah?
Yeah, everything they show, I think it's probably going to be dumbed down where their mouths are not going to move anymore.
But the concept looked cool. I'm ready to get into that world, man. You know, I just hope it doesn't become a thing where there's a bunch of Dark Souls type games out there, you know? You don't have to make your game super duper hard for people to play it, you know? And for people out there, you don't have to play these super hardcore games just to prove you're a gamer, right? It's all up to your preference. I mean, we are Dark Souls fanatics, Rick and I, and that's why we're torturing ourselves by playing Spider-Man through the hardest difficulty, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, there's plenty of games I played through on easy just to get through the story. Call of Duty, I'd play through that shit on easy just to get through the story. And now look, they totally got rid of the story in Black Ops 4. So yeah, I just hope that doesn't become a thing, you know, where games just continuously just get ridiculously harder just for the sake of being hard, for people to prove themselves. But no, that game looks great, dude. The end of that trailer when he's just standing there and a tree turns into crystals and a bunch of shadows form on the background and the trailer just ends. That got me hyped.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, dude.
I was like, I'm gonna need some backup.
Guys. I know, man. I know. That got me hyped up. But that looks good. That one does look like a winner. They open up strong for sure.
Yeah. Next game was Kingdom Hearts, and they looked like they brought the ship battle, ship battling and stuff.
There was a fortress. That the gummy ship was just blowing up. I'm excited for that, dude.
Exactly.
I don't know, man. Adventure RPG, and then all of a sudden you throw a bullet hell shooter into it. I'm down. I'm totally down.
It looks like you can customize your ship too.
Oh
like
yeah,
2 bits and 3 bits and all that.
You could always in the first. Well, shit. So I haven't played through too much of the second one, but in the first Kingdom Hearts, for sure, the gummy ships you could customize them a lot. I remember the ultimate gummy ship I had. I should load it up on my PlayStation 2, but it just had like 20 lasers on it, dude, just shooting in all directions. I had a shield too, so I would just hold square and close my eyes and just kill everything. But no, it looks a lot better. I think did you ever fight Ultros in Final Fantasy 14? I know he's from like 6 or something.
Ultros?
Yeah, he's like that purple squid.
Yes.
That tries to trick you. Yeah, there was like a Ultros version of a gummy ship which looked pretty cool. There's a Moogle version of a ship too. So yeah, I'm excited for that, man. I hope that gameplay is fun. Big Hero 6, I think they revealed, right? They haven't shown anything about Big Hero 6 before, so that's gonna be hype. That's gonna be pretty sick, I think.
Yeah.
What do they call it? San Fran Tokyo Cisco or some shit like that? Have you seen Big Hero 6?
What? No.
Okay.
I haven't finished watching it,
dude.
So
look it up right now. Look up what the town is called in Big Hero 6. It's like San Francisco mixed with Tokyo, dude. What are they trying?
Fransokyo.
I told you, dude. Oh, is that what it is for real?
Yeah, Fransokyo. And it looks. Oh wow, this looks pretty cool actually. It's like Japan with San Francisco hills.
Yeah. Nope, they tried super hard, dude.
Cool.
But they revealed that, so that's cool, man. Kingdom Hearts comes out January?
I think it was March. Oh no, January.
Yeah. So.
And then next was Kingdom Hearts VR remastered 6.0 remade redone.
Crazy, dude. So is it all the Kingdom Hearts before Kingdom Hearts 3 is just gonna be in VR, dude?
I have no idea. I'm like, how are you gonna play that? How are you gonna jump off walls and?
Yeah. I'm gonna get the biggest headache playing that shit.
Oh my god! I was like, they should just do a VR in Spider-Man.
What's
so
it gonna
throw up?
What's it gonna look like? Just if I'm watching someone play that game in VR, they're just gonna be swinging the Keyblade back and forth.
Exactly.
That's all they're gonna be doing. But shit, they're trying to make VR a thing, man. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Next game was the Zelda-looking game that was running through the forest. We just saw the back of that.
No name,
and,
huh?
Yeah, the no-name game, but it looked like a Zelda environment.
Yeah, that game looked cool. It was like anime type graphics too, right?
Yeah. Next one was Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, and I'm not a fan, but it was like the sprites.
Yeah, because that came out on GameCube, I think. I remember because I was super salty because back in the day, I was a Final Fantasy just super fan. I'd played 7, played 8 at that point. I think it came out before 9. I'm not positive. But it only came out on GameCube and nothing else. And I was a huge just Sony fanboy at that time. So I was pissed. I was like, wait, what? Final Fantasy's been coming out on PlayStation. How could they do this?
How did they do this to me?
Not even realizing that Final Fantasy first came out on the NES anyways, dude. So yeah, man. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna go back and play that.
Yeah, me neither. Next game is the Monkey King.
That looked cool. Little bit Avatar vibes from him coming out of a crystal or something like that, being born again.
Yeah, it's like that one game that passed up. That was $3. Forgot what that game was called again.
Enslaved.
Yeah, that one.
That one was just a cinematic trailer too, but the cinematic looked amazing. It looked like a Pixar movie. Yeah, it looked like one of those Blizzard short films or something. But super quick, super short. But yeah, I think that game will be fun, depending on what it's like. Watch, it's gonna be like a Dark Souls game, but you're a monkey kung fu master.
Oh my god, yeah. Better have the pole at least or something.
I know, right?
But next one is another no name, the Japanese RPG that looks like Warcraft. Had different races.
It looked like, to me, it looked like Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah, that. With
Yeah.
a lot of races and
Yeah.
medieval times, and I was like, ooh, that one actually looks pretty cool
Dude,
too.
yeah. And the final screen was just like 50 characters that could probably be in your party.
Exactly.
That was crazy,
Yeah. So that I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it was in Japanese or something, or they said it. But the translation too was pretty bad. I wanted to comment. I like how it was like English, and then the transition between scenes.
Way, dude.
And there's like one guy trying to voice like 3 different icons or something. And I was like, dude, you're not fooling nobody.
I think I got paid for that. So is it the theme?
God.
The theme of this was you're in a spaceship that's in the shape of a DualShock 4, and you're just flying through different solar systems, which are the solar
Discovering
systems
games.
where each of the games. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the guy was, there was a
Voicing
voice
all
actor. Yeah, he was just
characters.
narrating this, and it was 4 different characters. It was each of the buttons on the DualShock, right?
Yep.
It's like the square, circle, X, and the triangle. And he goes, "We're pulling into the solar system now. I wonder what we'll find here." It sounded exactly like that, dude.
Yeah, and the square was like, "Oh no, we're gonna find something." I was like, "Oh my god, get out of here! Get out of here!"
Yeah, obviously
Oh
the
my
same
God.
guy with a higher tone voice, right?
Yep. And then this is what got me too. It's, after I think it was like right after that too. Is the crowd? They're showing the crowd wearing these watches of like how their reaction is, and I wanted to point out that the entire time, like blue being low or something like that, because they're not reacting, and then red is like, oh, everybody's excited.
Mm-hmm.
The entire time, everyone was around a blue and a green, so nobody was like cheering for anything, and I was like, this is very bad publicity. And I remember, green was a little bit higher tier than blue.
Mm-hmm.
It was at green, one of the trailers. And then they showed like a big booby girl, and then all of a sudden everything turned like blue, and I was like, "What the fuck? Oh my god, dude, this is pretty bad."
It's like Japan, dude. So everybody's just super reserved out there, anyways, right? They weren't getting excited for shit. I think they busted out some beach balls or something that everyone in the crowd could bounce around for a little bit, and those guys were stone cold, just didn't care
the entire time. I was like, God, they were on their phone the entire time.
They said that shit bounced on their heads. No one was pushing it forward, dude. They're like, whatever.
Yeah.
Crazy,
Dude, bring that over here, man. It will always be red.
Right.
But the next game was Dogfighter, which was that jet game.
Okay, yeah, kind of anime jet fighter
game
too.
Yeah. Next one was Heartbeat. Why did I laugh at this one? I don't remember what that game was. Yeah, let me Google that real quick. But I would say the next one after that is Days Gone.
Okay, solid. That one's coming out, I think, in March 2019. So that one's coming up too. I think that might be a buy for me.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I was just worried about just being solo because I'm too scared to do that by myself.
That's very true. And I noticed something, which I'll bring up after we go through all what they talked about at this thing. But it's pretty interesting, like the difference between Japanese press conference and like E3 here in America, just besides the crowd and their interactions.
Yeah.
But what was this hard game?
Still looking that up. I think it might have been that game where it was anime and you're like taking pictures of a girl or something like that.
What?
But I don't know. It might be a different game. But we'll come back to it. I'm like looking it up right now.
Wait, it was after Dogfighter?
Yeah. So somewhere around that. Man, the crowd is like totally dead right now, and they're looking on their phone. I don't understand. I would have been so hyped, even though they were talking like PSX last year.
Oh no, maybe you wrote heart because they were explaining the heart meter thing, and nobody was reacting, dude.
Oh, maybe? Yeah. Let me look at that. But after Days Gone was God Eater 3, which looked pretty cool.
Is that like a fighting?
It was something like that one game that we're looking forward to, where it's like apocalyptic kind of world, and they're anime characters fighting a bunch of monsters.
Oh, okay.
Stuff like that.
Okay.
Days Gone, Heartbeat is right, but before that, after that was the Asian Battle Royale.
Okay, saw that. Yep, it just had people sitting in a plane, jumping out of a plane, so you already knew they were just out there to kill each other.
Yeah, and I was like, what is that?
What I'm surprised is how they don't just capitalize and make a battle royale, you know? Or it's completely random. One person gets a shotgun, one person gets like a stick, you know what I mean? They should do that, man. Just bring it back to its roots. That would be sick.
Yeah.
Plus they love, I don't know, that high school drama shit, so you can add some drama into it too.
I think they're trying to balance it, because if you give one guy the shotgun and one guy a yo-yo.
Oh no, for sure. Yeah, for sure. But there's got to be a way you can incorporate the OG battle royale. Maybe dude, battle royale story mode, and then multiplayer is just what we expect. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
that would be sick.
Yeah. But you're right. The heartbeat doesn't exist. It was because I was laughing at the the heart monitor thing, and nobody was reacting. God, these guys are cool. But after that was Call of Duty Iron Man.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Call of Duty, and they're all like wearing Iron Man suits, battling it out again. I don't know why everyone's going at war again.
You know,
and whatnot.
The battle royale is kind of popping. I think the open beta was this weekend, and it's gotten positive reviews, man. So maybe they do know what they're doing.
Okay, if you guys,
I'm not gonna play it. I'm definitely not gonna play it. Battle royale has just never been my thing. You know, it was cool when we were playing H1Z1 when that was the only real battle royale game besides the Arma mods, but there's just too many of them now where I don't feel like it's worth it. You know, I like my gameplay to last, you know, to have an effect on me. I don't like this rinse and repeat multiplayer only stuff, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I'll never really get into BR. And I think the biggest thing is because every battle royale that's ever come out has been early access, right? It's just been the skeleton of a game that's never really finished. Meanwhile, you have Activision, Infinity Ward, whoever's making this game that just has years and years of experience making video games. You get an actual developer to make a battle royale, and that's the result you get. So I think that's why it's getting such positive reviews, because it's the first complete battle royale that's ever come out, I think, huh?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So that might be it.
It's too much stress for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't just like peek every corner, sneak around, and have campers behind the toilet or something like that. But anyways, the next one was Earth Defense Forces, and I would say,
dude,
I don't know what's going on, but
dude, I'm buying that game, man.
Oh, snaps! You're buying that game?
That was one of my like high points of the conference was that, because you know it shows like Gundams flying through the city. And
That's
stuff.
what I was gonna say. I was like, it looks like Armor Core,
dude,
and I was like,
does, yeah.
What's going on?
It looks like Armor Core, and then all of a sudden Godzilla comes through, and you're shooting Godzilla. Oh, dude, I'm buying it, man.
Dude, yeah. Like I thought, was this game like a 3DS game, or I don't remember.
No, you know what? Well, I've never heard of it. I've never heard of Earth Defense Force, but it was very similar to that one game you showed me on Switch, Daemon X Machina.
Yeah,
you were telling me about that game, and it reminded me of that, but on PS4. So there's way better graphics, dude.
And fighting everything.
yeah. So that one might be a buy for me if it ever comes out here in America. Again, this was in Tokyo, so these might be only Japanese-only games. So, and
nobody was reacting. It's like, goddamn,
they were all blue and green still, probably.
It was blue and green the entire time.
I was
like, when are they gonna reach yellow or red?
What if they were just dead? Like everyone in the crowd was just dead, dude. Just had bodies in there.
I think it was bad if they were like posting that heart monitor throughout the entire show. I was like, don't do that, because nobody's hyped now.
Dude, I know.
Like make up the reactions or like pretend it's a yellow and red. But But after that was Ghost of Tsushima, which was fucking awesome. Still,
nothing new, right? It was just all the same old stuff.
Yeah, just a little bit of the cinematics. I like where they're like kind of riding. The samurais are kind of riding through something, the darkness, and it didn't show their faces or masks or anything, but it showed the outlines of the armor they were wearing. I was like, "Ooh, that's pretty cool." And then the next game after that was the Normus Reed, or the one by, I forgot what game that was called. What game was that? The one with the baby in the mouth. Yeah, that one.
Death Stranding. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like turned off my memory from that point, but I know it's gonna be a great game. You know, like don't get me wrong, but right now my intellect can't match his intellect,
Rick,
because his intellect is way above
not
mine,
into it, dude.
Yeah,
not into it.
I think it was because it's just I didn't know what was going on. Like after 10 trailers, you still don't know what the heck is going on, man.
Nobody knows what's going on, dude. Does that even have a release date yet?
I didn't see. I blanked out right there. But moving on. After that was the Resident Evil. I think it was like a couple seconds, but voice acting. And then after that one was DOA 6. And
wait, hold up. Before we go to DOA, Biohazard as a video game name, far superior than Resident Evil, I think, dude. Biohazard is sick, man. But my bad. Next was Dead or Alive, so Anime Titties Team.
Yeah, all the way. And I think that's when it moved up to like a green or yellow. But basically, I was like, Dead or Alive's cool and all, but not to the point where you play it just to play fighting games. You play it because of other reasons. Not gonna say why, but I hope they bring it to PC. No reasons why either for that. But
mods, dude, is that why?
What? No. What?
Anyways.
Next game.
Wait. No, don't just gloss over this, dude.
I'm a Samurai Spirit.
So
Samurai Spirit.
I've never played Dead or Alive, right?
Yep.
And there was definitely a Tyrannosaurus Rex in this trailer, dude.
Dude,
what the hell?
I think I had a vibe that they're trying to copy something like, I don't know if Tekken is like that, but something along the lines of that, where it's no longer serious, because back then it was serious, but now that they brought in all the different costumes for all the characters, it's like no longer serious. So like, okay, now we can just throw in a Tyrannosaurus Rex, we can throw monsters, an octopus coming out of the wall. It's like, what happened to this world? This world was like a human world. Now it's like godly fighting in, I don't know, medieval times.
I feel it. It's a little bit more lighthearted, dude. I'm with it, dude.
Exactly. Because they have to get the tentacle in there somehow. Oh, what? Samurai Spirits was the next one. Which is about the samurai. I forgot what his name is, but he was in Capcom versus SNK 2.
Is it it's not Jubei, is it? That's the guy with two swords, I think, in that.
Not Jubei.
Oh man, I forgot his name. That game resonates with me though, because I think it was one of the only people coming up that had a 3DO, and 3DO had Samurai Showdown, which is what this game is. Samurai Showdown, I think, was on the Neo Geo back in the day, but there was a 3DO port of it. And dude, the final boss in that game is just ridiculously hard, man. I think I only ever beat it once, dude, and that was it. Maybe I need to go back and play it again just to see.
No,
but
you already beat it. That's the
boss is
that's the accomplishment.
The boss is so cheap though, dude. He has all these moves that just have humongous hitboxes and shit, man. The game overall is great though. I think it has a good mixture of characters with different styles. The roster's not too big. Well, I haven't played any of them besides the first one, but I think that game was like just the perfect size. You can use your weapons, and then you could break off someone's grip from their weapon and like camp it so they can't get to it anymore or anything like that.
Yeah.
The game looks tight. I'm into it, dude.
His name is Haomaru.
There you go. Haomaru. I think Jubei. Yeah, Jubei's the guy with two swords in that game, I think.
Yeah.
I think, dude. But yeah, dude, good for that coming back. Fighting game fans are probably excited. And I like the art style, the cell shading, kind of like Street
Street
Fighter
Fighter.
4? Yeah. That's an awesome. That's a far superior thing. I mean, you either go full 3D madness like like Tekken, or you go with the cell shading stuff nowadays, man. I think that's tight.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Um, Next one was the Judge Eyes. Yeah, Judge Eyes, which is
Judge
that
Eyes.
detective game.
Yes, dude, and that one is gonna be a must buy for me as well.
Yeah.
Because I'm super into detective stories and stuff. Like True Detective is my shit. Law and Order is always a great show too. So it's like, you're all that at once. You're like a private eye detective lawyer type dude that kills people. So it looks interesting, man. Yeah, I think it's just gonna be like Yakuza with a different story, which isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
I
I think it was like he was a lawyer or something, and then they stripped away. They accused him of murder, or I don't know. I couldn't understand the translation. It was too far gone. I was too far gone at that point.
Yeah, that one, because that one had an extensive trailer, dude, and the guy, basically the lead of the developer, came out and introduced
Nobody was
it.
clapping. Really.
Yeah, they were dead, and I'm telling you, there's just bodies in there, man.
That's probably the staff of the building. So,
but no, that game looks great. I think the main character in that game is actually a famous actor in Japan, so I know a lot of people in there will be into it too. But no, it looks good. Looks dark and like a dark and gritty Yakuza, where Yakuza is a little bit more lighthearted, and they take some liberties with mini games and shit like that. I think this is going to be a little more serious, which will be a lot cooler, I think. So
I hope they have something like the Phoenix Wright stuff where you have to actually look at the clues.
Dude.
Yeah.
Like L.A. Noire with karate fighting and shit in it, dude. That would be great.
Exactly.
That would be great. But yeah, I'm into that.
Don't put too much horror or murder. I get too freaked out at that point. Like, oh god, please don't jump me. But next game, Sekiro, which looked awesome,
dude.
Still,
yes.
Golly,
a lot more information's come out about that game, and the more and more I get excited about it, man. It looks great. Yeah. It's such a mixture of a lot of games. It's like Neo, it's like Dark Souls, it's like Bloodborne, and then come to find out it's like The Witcher too, because he has a Witcher sword, basically a silver sword that's good against monsters. A lot of similar footage. I think they showed some new bosses. They showed a friggin' mountain baboon monkey thing, a giant one. Yeah, that looks crazy, man. That you can fight in there. But yeah, I'm super excited for that. That's coming out when? March?
March.
Oh, dude. So many good games coming out in the next 6 months, man. I can't wait.
Good. Let them come out, because I still got to beat Spider-Man, then Red Dead, then get into Kingdom Hearts, and then holy crap. But after that one was Left Alive, which is another Armored Core looking kind of game.
Is it? That one looked interesting to me too, man. It looked like Armored Core / Metal Gear.
Yeah,
that one.
There you go. Metal Gear and Armored Core put together.
But again, it was all, I don't know. It seemed like it was all cinematics and not really gameplay, which is kind of scary to me. But when you think about it, there's not really a difference anymore, I guess. Because in Spider-Man, they go from cutscene to gameplay just seamlessly, right? I think that's the case for God of War as well, a game where there's no cuts, where it's just all the same graphics, cutscene, or gameplay. So maybe it doesn't matter. But that game looked interesting. I think I'd pick that up too.
Yeah, I think I blacked it out of my memory. But next game,
Hideo Kojima. Rick is not a fan, dude.
I am. I just, when you don't understand something, I don't know. My mind is like, okay, you lost my interest, let alone my curiosity. But next game was the Gungrave game, which I watched the anime of it, but I still don't understand what is going on, basically. But it was only like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Other than that, next one was Red Dead Redemption, which I got pretty hyped. Oh my god, like showing all the characters, and I don't know. It feels like a vast world, and with that many people involved in whatever you're doing, I think it's going to be a great storyline, just like Red Dead. So, next one after that, Love R. This is the one that was you have to take pictures with anime girls.
I don't even remember this one, dude. Love R. This is the one I blocked out of my memory, bro.
I don't even remember either. Let me Google it. But basically, I think it was like 3 different giant screens, and all of the same girl, and you're just taking pictures of that one girl, and then that was it. That was the entire trailer.
Wait, is this VR?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
The next one is VR, which got my attention pretty quickly. And the first one was like Ace Combat.
Oh, there you go.
And then like I already understand like how Ace Combat rolls and all the trailers, so I kind of like tune out of it. But I think it was like the first couple words was like, we gotta prioritize Mobius 1, and I was like, wait, hold the phone. Wait, what did you say? And I rewinded the trailer, and then I guess you play as Mobius 1. I don't know. I hope that's the case. And then I think a couple seconds later or a minute later into the trailer, they're like, okay, Mobius 1, do you copy? And I was like, oh my god, this is an automatic sold for me. I gotta get this, especially for VR. If you're playing as Mobius 1, then yes. Don't give me a face. Just put a helmet on me.
He doesn't even have to talk, dude.
Exactly. I'll talk in real life, to myself.
My voice will be his voice, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's funny.
But the one after that is it looked like a kind of like a Mario kind of game, and it was like with robots, and it's called Astrobot. And I think that was what PS4 was trying to sell in the beginning when they sold PS4s, and their camera was playing with those little bots with the eyes and stuff. But it looked all right. It's just like another platformer. They had the idea where you're like in third person and you're like helping the little bots get to their destination, or you're controlling them and whatnot. The next one is called Deracine.
Oh yeah, that's the.
Oh, is that the game you're interested into?
The From Software game.
Yeah, that one.
I think it's just a huge red herring, man, and it's gonna be the prequel to Bloodborne 2. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. It looks interesting.
The art style seems the same.
It's gonna be in VR, so I don't know if it's gonna have its base game, but. After that one was, I don't know what I wrote down. I put James Bond game. Didn't have a title. And it looked like just another shooter. Oh, that was the one where you're in the elevator, and then there's you're going slowly down the elevator, and then you see like a bunch of guys shooting at you, and you like press the detonator to blow up the whole casino thing or whatever. Basically, it's like a James Bond game.
It's a James Bond game, yeah. Perfect description.
After that one was a game called Kill X. I don't remember. It was a zombie-looking game or monster-looking game.
In VR?
Yeah, in VR.
Ooh, okay. Hard pass.
I thought you were interested in it.
Okay, no.
I should have wrote descriptions about these games because I blacked it out too.
No, if it's a horror game in VR, no siree, Bob, not for me.
And then the one after that is a game called Demo. Looked like a little girl, and I don't remember. It looked like a puzzle game, and you got to go through puzzle while the shadow is following you. But looked kind of scary. I don't know.
Games like that though, they can be super good if they're done right.
Yeah.
Like Brothers Tale of Two thing or whatever it is. That game is super fun, and it's just all a huge puzzle game where you got to control 2 people with the same controller. So just depending on how they do it, I think that'd be sick. That has potential to be a cool game. Yeah,
absolutely. After that one was a game called Final Assault, and it looked like a RTS kind of game. You're with tanks and in a war, and
there you go,
commanding soldiers and whatnot. It looked pretty cool.
We've been saying that forever, though. That's what they need to put in VR more. Is more RTS stuff.
Yeah.
Or like, they should have made that Jurassic Park theme park building game like in VR. That would have been sick too, I think.
Yeah.
And that's a step in the right direction.
Exactly. The game after that was a game called, I don't remember what it's called. It was a dance game, and you're like fighting a robot, and you're like dancing in order to dodge his attacks and whatnot. But I blanked that out of my memory. The next one after that is a golf game, and that was the time when they launched those beach balls. You know, it was supposed to represent golf.
And nobody was excited, dude.
And nobody was hitting that shit up. And the people around them, the ones that brought out the golf balls, were like, "Yeah, come on, cheer!" And nobody was cheering. Oh, that reminds me of the DJ too. That was playing for the first hour, and nobody was pumped at all. Nobody was raising their hand.
Yeah.
You know, they're all on their phones, and I was like, man, this crowd. Did you guys like host this thing at 3 a.m. in the morning or something? Another game is called Focus on You. What? What did I'm actually googling this right now. Yep, I don't remember. Yep, and that's technically all of the games that that pretty much went out throughout the whole VR blah 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 Tokyo experience.
That was it. They ended with the VR stuff.
Yeah, they ended with the VR, and then they shot off like a trailer of that held all the other games that kind of like honorable mentions and whatnot, like they were working on, like Fallout 76 and.
Oh, it's like a montage, basically.
Yeah, like a montage of all those other games, and it was pretty fast.
Gotcha.
But yep, that was the entire show.
One thing an observation I have of this show is you get the differences between just like an American press conference and a Japanese press conference are crazy. Not just with how the crowd interacts or how corny the show is, but the trailers that they spent more time on were kind of wild. They spent a lot more time on like those anime RPG games, those mech games. They spent a lot of time on those trailers, right? Red Dead Redemption, 2-second trailer. Ghost of Tsushima, that was like a 2-second trailer. Sekiro, that was a 2-second trailer. Like the games that we're really excited about, they spent 2 seconds on it. There was barely any new footage about anything.
Exactly.
You know? Meanwhile, I think that game you're talking about, that Love R, is like a tutor game or something. Like that PSVR tutor game. Meanwhile, they spend a minute on that. All those mech games and Earth Defense Force and that Battle Royale, they spent a lot of time on. You know what I mean? So it's just interesting, man. It's interesting to see the differences in the culture and what games they're into, you know, that would get them excited. Or I guess it's supposed to get them excited. But from their heart rates, not so much.
Exactly.
But it's pretty interesting, man. It really gives you some insight on what the different cultures are into. I mean, I'm sure that Red Dead Redemption is probably way more popular to an American audience than a Japanese audience, you know? But at the same time, it kind of sucks because I'm totally into mechs and mech games. I think last year's Tokyo Game Show, there was that Gundam game where in the beginning of the trailer, the guy is like taking an elevator up to his Gundam and you could walk around as a regular person or be in your Gundam. That got me super excited, but that's never going to come out in America, I don't think. And I feel like I have to think the same about all the rest of these mech games, is they'll probably never come out in America. So it's kind of wild, man. Kind of wild. We just need to learn Japanese so that we can play these games, dude.
Or attend those trailers and have our heart rate spike up.
Just be the representation for the excited people.
Yeah!
But yeah, no, that was cool. It'll be interesting. I don't know when Tokyo Game Show is. I think it's next month, or I know it's always near the end of the year. But before PSX, which we haven't heard anything about yet, huh?
I was actually Googling that and I couldn't find anything still.
Dang, dude, are they even having one this year? That'd be crazy. I mean, they have a lot of games coming out.
So, you know what? Maybe. Oh, someone already wrote an article that no news about PSX 2018.
Everybody knows. Trying to get the clicks, man, from people trying to search.
I think probably because, I don't know, people had different opinions last year's PSX, you know. compared to the first one. Maybe people were like complaining, and then they're like, you know what? We're no longer gonna ever have it in Anaheim ever again.
Wow. I mean, the convention was fun. It's just the press conference thing or the show that they had in the beginning was kind of trash, but I think the press conference was still fun. So Nintendo also had a Nintendo Direct this week too. I think it was on Wednesday or Thursday, something like that. There's gonna be an online service now for Switch, and it's gonna be $20 a year.
Oh, it started today, right?
Did it start today?
16th?
Oh, well,
so.
see, now you have to pay to play online multiplayer games. I think you get free NES games or something, a library of NES games you can play on your Switch. You can do cloud saving. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of the features that you have on Xbox Live Gold or PlayStation Plus. So it's nothing too crazy. It's just funny that a lot of this stuff was free before today. So it kind of sucks that it's behind a paywall now, but it is only $20. I mean, I haven't really played anything multiplayer yet on Switch, yeah, so that doesn't really bug me. I'm sure if you're a big Splatoon 2 fan, this sucks for you, or Mario Kart, this sucks for you as well, because now you got to play or pay to play with people. One thing that was crazy to me, right, is you can't have voice chat on the Switch. It's just not built that way. So their solution to this is to download the Nintendo app on your phone. And basically you can chat with your friends on your phone while they're on their phone. So you're calling them. You're making a phone call.
Or we can just call them normally, like a normal person. Exactly.
Or just get into Discord or something where you can get multiple people on your phone. That part didn't make sense to me, man. And apparently you have to use your phone to do custom private games too. Like to invite someone to a race in Mario Kart or something, you'd have to invite them through your phone, which is kind of crazy to me. That should make no sense, dude.
They need to fix the whole user ID naming convention instead of this
the numbers
friend code. Yeah,
I don't know, man. Nintendo just does some very, very, very weird stuff. So who knows? Like I said, there was free games. They're all NES, Super Nintendo games that are for free. You probably wouldn't spend longer than 10 minutes playing each one of them, but you know, it's out there. I'm sure if you have an emulator, you can just play all these for free, you know. Not saying that I do. I've heard some stories, you know. And to kind of celebrate this, they're coming out with wireless NES controllers that you could use for your Switch. The crazy thing about this is they have the SNES Mini and the Nintendo Mini. Like, those come with controllers and you can't use them on the Switch? That's kind of trash. So you have to spend $60 more for these controllers, dude. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. That's why I hope the Pokeball that I'll be getting will work as a controller.
They did show more of Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu as well. There's going to be a Let's Go version of Joy-Cons and dock and everything like that. But let me ask you, dude, why are they coming out with this, man?
Because of Pokemon. Well, no, I actually don't know.
Because it's not a traditional, you know, Pokemon game, right? I mean, I guess it interfaces with Pokemon Go, and Pokemon Go is super successful. I mean, we just spent a bit talking about it at the beginning of our podcast, but like, can you battle? You can battle in this game, right?
Yeah, you can battle, go to gym battles, and that's all I know. And I guess they use the interface from the Pokemon Go to
catch Pokemon and stuff.
Catch Pokemon, and I don't know. It looks pretty interesting. Hopefully, it's a full solid Pokemon game, not just like a add-on attachment, extra feature that's linked with Pokemon Go. I would actually like to explore, you know, the world itself.
Yeah, I'm just super skeptical about it. What I think is going on is this is practice for when they make the real Pokemon game.
VR?
Oh, I don't know about VR, but just on the Switch in general, you know, they finally make that leap to next gen Pokemon. You know what I mean? Because Game Freak, they're the guys that make the Pokemon, like the core Pokemon games. They announced this other game on Switch that's coming out next year called, it's not even called anything, it's called Project Town or something, the Town Project or something like that. And you're this guy that protects this village from from monsters that come, I don't know, every night, every other night or something like that. The whole game just takes place in this town, and the monsters come to the town, and you just have to beat up on the monsters and defend the town. And that looked a lot different from any Pokemon game I've ever seen. I think it's over the shoulder third person, so it is completely different already. And I think Game Freak making that, and are they the ones even making Let's Go Pikachu and stuff?
I don't know, actually.
If they are, I think the combination of them making these two games is practice, is getting themselves ready to like make the next core Pokemon game, which I hope it is. So that way they could polish, everything up just in time for the real deal Holyfield, because I don't want to just play the same old Pokemon, man. If they come out with something revolutionary, dude, I might just jump into Pokemon again.
Yeah, I'm already diving head deep, so
yeah.
I just want to get that Pokeball. That's my main goal. Be able to walk around with catch Pokemon, because I heard it acts like the Go Plus, and that if Gen 4 Pokemon comes out, that would definitely help a lot. Just carrying that Pokeball controller around, and I wanted to see if I'm able to use that Pokeball controller for other games other than Let's Go Pikachu.
Like Smash or something?
No, not like Smash, but like just other general games that, like, I don't know, like that cooking game. Just use that one controller.
Oh, Overcooked?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I don't know. I'm super skeptical, but maybe it's for the best at the end of the day for Game Freak and Pokemon. So who knows, man? Super Mario Party's coming out. What's up?
I'm reading a little bit about it, but so the article says described by the director Junichi Masuda as a remake of Pokemon Yellow.
Oh, that's what
Let's Go is supposed to be basically about. Where Pokemon Switch will take us back to the Kanto region, where the original Pokemon games were set. So players will start off in Pallet Town, meet Professor Oak, encounter the 151, and the Team Rocket characters and everything.
So, dude, what if, since it's tied to Pokemon Go, right? You could transfer your Pokemon Go Pokemon.
We're already done, man. We're already masters.
What if you just you go to fight Brock, and you just have, Articuno tear his ass up real quick?
That's okay, because if Gary challenges me with the Blastoise, I got my, I don't know.
Like a Zapdos, dude.
Mewtwo already? Yeah.
Jesus, man. So I don't know. We'll see. When does that come out?
I think in November, sometime in November.
Oh, so soon. Okay. Super Mario
November
Party
16th.
comes out in October. So there's gonna be some broken Joy-Cons somewhere out there soon.
Yeah, I wonder if you need online to do local play, or how's that gonna work? Do you guys have to have the same game to play with if you guys are in the same vicinity?
No, in the same vicinity. I think you can. Everybody has to have their own Joy-Con, but I think you can play off of one screen.
I see.
So you'd have to have another set of Joy-Con somewhere laying around. Daemon X Machina, we kind of talked about earlier. They showed a little bit more of that game, which looks great too. I think you can jump out of the Gundam in that one and fight stuff on your own, or do some scouting missions outside of the Gundam, and then go back in and fight stuff. Yeah, that looked pretty cool too. Kind of has like a bullet hell feel to it as well when you're fighting some things. The biggest thing for me in this, Final Fantasy 7, 9, 10, and 10-2 and Crystal Chronicles are coming to Switch, man, which is awesome. I think I've said this multiple times, dude, but sell Cloud as much as you can. People will buy it if you sell Cloud. Gross missing from this whole thing is Final Fantasy 8. I don't know how you're just gonna do 7, 9, and 10, dude. Missing 8, totally. What the fuck is going on,
I think
dude?
they did an article about that too. They're like, it doesn't appear in the PS4.
Really? You can't? Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I think you could buy 9 though. I think 9 is available on PlayStation 4. No love, dude. No love for Squall or Noah or Zell or
why.
I don't know.
Curious.
I like that one, man. That one resonated with me, man. I think it's because 7 came out and we were young when that came out, right? So I didn't fully appreciate what was going on in it. By the time 8 came out, I think we were 12, 13. We were old enough. I was old enough to like understand what the fuck was going on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically high school drama stuff, which was also cool. I thought I related to it as well. So I don't know. That one like holds a special place with me. I mean, 7's always gonna be 7, but 8 gets a lot of hate, and I don't think it deserves it, man. This is the ultimate shade right here. Not letting it go to Switch or not letting it be made for PlayStation 4, man. That's kind of trash, dude. I'm kind of upset. But yeah, that was the biggest thing for me. But I think the biggest news in general is Isabelle, a character from Animal Crossing, is gonna be in Smash, and then they just showed up at the end, dude. Animal Crossing is gonna be coming out in 2019 for the Switch, so that'd be interesting. That has a huge fan base. I think we were talking earlier. It's like The Sims for
fishing.
Yeah, it's like The Sims for Nintendo, so it'll be all right. Oh, there you go. And that's what Rick is mainly into in these kinds of games is fishing.
Stardew Valley, fishing, yeah.
So no, that'd be cool. I think was that only on GameCube? That came out on 3DS too, I think too, right? Animal Crossing.
Yes, yes, sure. Yeah, I don't know.
So I think only Daryl had a GameCube really when we were coming up, and I think he didn't save one time. Something happened where he did something in Animal Crossing, and he loaded up the game again, and it was nighttime. And I think Tom Nook yelled at him for not saving or not doing something, and it freaked me out.
Who? So who? Somebody yelled at him?
Yeah, one of the characters in the game, Tom Nook, the mayor. It was either him or somebody else that like yelled at him for not saving, not cleaning up trash, not doing something, not sleeping in his bed, something. Like he loaded up his game and automatically like, don't do this again. And I was like, what the fuck? All right, this game is crazy, dude. You know, because this is back when auto saving wasn't a thing. You had to specifically make it a point to go to a point and save, right?
Yeah,
that might have been what it was. Is he didn't save properly, he didn't exit the game properly, so it kind of yelled at him to make sure he saves the game properly. But yeah, that freaked me out. That's the biggest thing I remember about Animal Crossing. But yeah, so big news all around, man. Hollow Knight comes out, I think, next week on PS4. Still debating if I should just pick that up on the Switch, though.
Yes.
The Switch seems perfect for platformers, man. Especially if they're playing, I'll say, halfway through the Messenger.
Yeah, you gotta finish
I still
it.
have to
It's pretty
finish
good.
that too, so maybe. But then again, trophies, man. It's, you know what it's gonna come down to? It's gonna come down to how hard the trophies are to get. That's what it's gonna come down to, whether I buy it on PlayStation or
Are you
on
gonna platinum
Switch.
Spider-Man?
I don't know. I'm not gonna try to. I'm gonna see where I'm at when I finish it. I mean, I'm already gonna collect everything. I know that, so that'll be a big part of it. But if there's a challenge like, I don't know, get a 50 times combo or something, then I probably won't. You know, I'll just leave it. So I don't know, man. We'll see. But yeah, I think that was it. Kind of a lot happened. Tomb Raider came out as well. They're already calling it the best video game you'll never play. I think because the first two kind of salted everybody's mouths about Tomb Raider. But it looks good. You know, if I ever have time in the next 2 years, I'll probably pick it up. Because I played the first remake rendition of it, and that was okay. You know, it's kind of takes itself too seriously. The second one I heard, Lara Croft's just really a mass murderer. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll just have to see where it goes. But yeah, man, you got anything else?
Oh yeah, just wanted to lastly mention, I was browsing my news feed and it said in the gaming area That 100% uncensored sex game now out on Steam, but only in certain regions.
Wait, okay, so what regions is this at? It's obviously out in America.
Yes, but I can't really. I don't have it up. But the game is called. What is this game called? Negligee Love Stories.
Okay, wait. Let me open an incognito window. How do you spell this?
Negligee. Negligee. Love Stories. Oh, that's why it's not open.
Is this? Oh no, dude. Is this a what do you call it? It's an 8 out of 10 on Steam right now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, dude. It's got an 8 out of 10.
Oh, hey, it's a 9 out of. Hey, it's $7. 40% off. Mixed reviews. Oh
wait, is this
what? Oh, it's on my Steam now.
Is it what do you call it? It's on my Steam now. Is it
it's a visual novel.
Visual novel? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So basically there's usually no animation, or if there is, it's not very much. And I don't know if people like the stories, because I only play games like these for stories, you know? Just the story's interesting. So that's the only reason why I play these kind of games. But I'm not going to pick this up because it is more than $1, and that is way too much above my budget.
For these types of games, at least, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So, wait. I don't get what the big deal is, dude. Sure. It's
I don't know.
100% uncensored. Steam, air quotation marks.
Yeah.
Game. Like, what? That doesn't make sense.
I think it's because it's like as if people are, you know, you're watching TV and then you see like a sex uncensored, I don't know, commercial, and I think people are going crazy. So that's why like all these articles are showing up. They're like, oh my god, our first uncensored, you know, commercial, versus how back in the day where you had to turn to channel 99 or I forgot what it was, and it was like blocked out.
Yeah.
But if you ordered it, you know, you can unlock it, and so
well,
now
you can still
like
hear the
free.
sounds, you know, and kind of see a distorted titty every now and then.
Exactly.
But,
it was like in green.
Like in green. Maybe it's because it's in steel. Man, my head just went on a total tangent, man, about how lucky people are that like porn is so accessible nowadays, dude. Just thinking about the struggle we had with Channel 99 back in the day, dude.
Exactly.
That's all we had, dude.
That was literally all we had.
Now that shit
we
is
didn't even
just
have internet at the time either.
Now that shit is just 2 clicks away, dude. You motherfuckers are spoiled nowadays, dude.
Exactly.
Side note out of the way. But maybe it's just because it's out on Steam.
Yep.
That it's a big deal.
That's why people are
I was
crazy.
Thinking too, like there's Itch.io, you know, where they have a bunch of these games. Well, like visual novels. I'm not saying just totally nude games or whatever. But they have these visual novels, choose your own adventure games, simple puzzle games and stuff. Like if this came out on there, it wouldn't be such a big deal. But I think that fact that it got through the Steam process and is available for sale on Steam, that's probably why it's a big deal, man.
Yep.
I mean, come out with a game like, what's that one game? Akihabara's Trip or something? Akiba's Trip?
Mm-hmm.
The one where you fight girls and then
their clothes comes out?
Yeah. Unless the game comes out like that, where instead of, you know, there just being strips of clothes left, they're just completely naked. Or Gun Gal, you know what I mean? Where they just get completely naked, then I don't know. I'm not really tripping about it.
Yeah.
So that's interesting, man. Thanks for keeping up with news like that, dude.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Bring some
just
variety.
Make sure that everybody has a taste of every genre.
There you go, man. Hot Couch Potato, where we cover every genre of video game, dude.
We have to turn this channel into rated R now.
Oh man, but yeah, all right, dude. Anything else besides that?
Nope, that's it.
Trying to think, what else is going on, dude? Being a Pokemon master, you know.
It's pretty hot today. Yep, your weather. Not a new perfect day. It's a pretty old, hot, stinky day.
An old, unperfect day.
Perfect. That's a perfect username. Old, unperfect day.
But yeah, all right. That's it for us this week. But until next week, Rick, some words of wisdom?
If you're hungry and you live in San Diego, try out Taco Fiesta in Mission Valley. They have a 24-hour drive-through. The 5-roll tacos is pretty good. Make sure you get 5 supreme tacos with everything on it. It's pretty good. I recommend it.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.